to this demonstration video on how to use SailPro. SailPro can be downloaded from either the Google Play or Apple App Stores. And once you've installed the app, it's easy to just basically open the app, and the first screen that you'll be presented with is what we call the multifunctional display. It's here where you basically control most of the tactical features of the app, and I'll run through that, and then I'll go into some of the more advanced settings and other features that are offered within SailPro. So at the top here, we've got our race
timer reset.
Basically, this is what's used to help you get ready for the start. It's a normal countdown race timer. To change the starting time is quite simple. You can scroll these minutes here. So let's say, for example, you've got a 3-minute start. You can just scroll it to 3, or if it's a 5-minute start, just scroll it to 5. You can also scroll the seconds if required. But basically, once you've set the start time, the race committee fires the gun.
Race started.
And then you'll get an audible announcement that the race has started, and then the device will start to count down in seconds. And when it gets to 4 minutes 50,
4 minutes 50,
it will audibly tell you that you have 4 minutes 50 left. Okay. To the right of the start stop button is the reset button. The reset button is used if
4 minutes 40,
the race committee has a general recall. For some reason they abandon the race and they're going to set up for another race. Okay.
Race timer reset.
And it will just jump back to the actual last started countdown time. All right.
Race started.
Start that again. To the right of the start button is the sync button. This button is designed to help you if in the case
4 minutes 50,
click start a few seconds late, or could be even more, after the race committee has started the race, you simply click the sync, and then the timer will jump to the next minute, and this will help you get in sync with the race committee. So for example, if you've clicked the race timer
3 minutes 50,
10 seconds late, and then the race committee is coming up to call out the 4 minutes, and you just click that sync button and it will jump to 4 minutes to match up with theirs. Okay.
3 minutes 40,
we've got
race stopped.
That. Underneath the timer, we've got the speed, and so you can see here this is visually displaying the speed, and the bottom left
audible
button here,
speed activated.
Turn on the audible speed, and we can see the speed. We can also see
10.0.
We can also see the units that the speed is being called out, and you can hear the device calling out the boat speed on a predetermined frequency.
9.8.
Okay, so you can see it's changing there. And we'll just underneath that, we'll just leave that for a second. Then underneath that, we've got our compass. This is a digital compass.
6.2.
You can see that it actually, as I move the device, the digital compass will change. Now, of course, this is only accurate if you have the device
6.2.
say, for example, pointing forward to the bow of your boat. If you've got it in your pocket or somewhere else, it's not really going to work because it's based on which way
7.3.
the device is being pointed at. So to give you a far more accurate reading, we have course over ground. And course over ground is determined based on your course.
6.7.
So, every so often it's calculating your latitude and longitude, and then it's using that information to calculate the distance.
10.0.
10 seconds. Okay, so you can see that the course over ground, you can see that it's relatively stable, but it will change actually as your boat moves through the water. And then also, if you have audible course over ground activated, it will call out your course as well. So I'll just jump into the settings.
6.9.
Activate audible course over ground, and we'll go back.
10.0. 199.
And so you can hear there, it's calling also out the actual course over ground as well. So it's calling out the speed, followed by
7.4. 199.
So if you're sailing upwind and you're listening to your device through the Bluetooth through your Bluetooth headset or what have you, it's going to
10.0. 199.
followed by your course. Okay. All right. Now, in addition to one other feature I haven't
10.0. 199. Audible speed deactivated.
Audible speed deactivate, and then I'm going to talk through the time to distance feature. Now this is a bit difficult to display because the device isn't really actually moving in this demo. But to set the time to distance feature, which you would use to help you get a better start. So basically what it does is it saves a location on the start line, and then as your boat moves away from that start line, based on the amount of time left to go in on the race timer and your boat speed, it will tell you how far and how early or late you will be for the start line. So it's quite simple to use. You basically sail up to the start line and pick a location on the start line where you want to start and click the time to distance button. Now you'll see the compass at the bottom changes to our time to distance display. And so you can see here that it's calculating how far away you are from that location that you set and the time that it would take, given your current boat speed, to return to that position. All right, and then
Race timer reset.
I'll just reset the race timer. I'll click that again, and then
Race
I'll
started.
start. And now you can see the device is telling us how many seconds early will we be to that start line, and it's obviously
279 seconds early.
And it's also audibly telling you. So it's obviously some because you're close to it, and because you've got 5 minutes
258
remaining,
seconds early.
calculating that you're going to be very early. Okay, so the further you move away from the start line, the less that number will be.
236 seconds early.
Is left to the start. All right. So we're going to go over the time to distance feature in a more detailed video. All right. So we'll just stop that for now.
4 minutes 20.
And
Race
we'll
stopped.
Stop the race time.
Race timer reset.
All right, so that's the features that exist inside the multifunctional display. At the bottom, we've got some express functions that enable you to quickly set features.
Audible speed activated.
The little speaker, I can turn on and off the audible speed.
Audible speed deactivated.
Next to the device, I've got my race tracking function. So
race tracking deactivated.
It's deactivated the race tracking.
Race tracking activated.
And so
race
when
started.
I start the timer, you'll notice you get this little red dot next to the clock. Well, that's telling you that we're recording the race, and I'll show you where it records that race information too.
4 minutes 50.
Right, so now what the device is doing is tracking both the latitude, longitude, and boat speed every 10 seconds, and it's saving that. So
4 minutes 40. Race stopped.
Start that. Next to the race tracking feature,
battery saver activated.
Battery saver activation. Battery saver mode, which basically means that the device will no longer use the device's GPS, so it will not consume so much power. You'll notice that the boat speed won't display, and your course over ground won't change because we're not saving that latitude and longitude.
Battery saver deactivated. Always on activated.
Another feature, which is our always on feature, which means that your display will always stay on. Okay, so this is good if you want the display to stay on. You can click that button and your display will not turn off automatically based on your device's settings.
Always on deactivated.
It's worth noting that if you've got the app set up correctly, basically what
race timer reset. Race started.
Start the app and then turn the display off, but the app will still run. Okay, so if you've got the device, you can hear it.
4 minutes 50.
Or you've got it connected to your Bluetooth headsets, you're still going to hear that call out. So you can basically start the race.
4 minutes 40.
So you can't touch it and stop it or cause a change to the settings. Put the device in your pocket and it will still keep functioning.
4 minutes 30.
Okay, right, so that's pretty much the multifunctional display. We've also got our
4 minutes 20.
changes. So you can go to a light dark theme here or a red sort of grey theme here. You'd probably use this during the night and this during the day.
4 minutes
In our
10.
testing, we found that these were the two best colours. All right, now for other features that exist inside SailPro, of which there are many.
4 minutes.
Basically, you go to. I'm going to turn the
race stopped.
The race timer off. You click the three little lines here, three horizontal lines, and you'll open up the menu. At the bottom, I'm going to run from the bottom up. We click the settings, and in here is where we can set all of SailPro settings. All of the settings basically have a description around them, but I'll run through them very quickly. The race timer interval is the time between when it calls out how long you have left. So the default setting is 10 seconds. So When it starts at 5 minutes, it'll call out 4 minutes 50, 4 minutes 40, 4 minutes 30, and so on, until it gets down to the next setting, race timer countdown, which is 10 seconds. So when it gets down to 10 seconds, it will start calling out sequentially. So if it gets down to 10 seconds, it'll start to count down: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. You can also set whether the audible speed is on or off from within here, whether you want audible course over ground, the audible speed frequency. So this is how often it will call out the boat speed. Underneath that is the time to distance frequency. So this is the frequency of which it will call out how early or late you are for the start line. The elapsed time, if set on, will actually start to count out. So it's almost like a stopwatch on the race. So once the app reaches, the countdown timer reaches 0, it will start to count out. So it will count how long the race took. Race tracking, whether you want to track the race or not, can be set in here as well. The speed units, knots, miles per hour, and kilometers per hour. Whether you want the battery saver mode activated, the display always on, and then you can also change the theme here. Another feature that we've just added is our class rules feature. So from here, you can turn on or off different functions. So if your class rules don't allow for you to show your boat speed, you can turn that off here. So if I'll turn that off, and then I'll go back, and so you can see our boat speed here is hidden. So now you're meeting your class rules because you're not getting your boat speed. All right, so we'll just jump back into the settings. It's important to note that if you make any changes, you just need to click the save button here just to action any changes. Okay. All right, above that we have what we call SailPro-X. So this is just a quick reference guide to sailing terms. So for people that are new to sailing, or they want to learn, or they quickly want to be able to reference what a term might be, they can jump into here and check those out. If you have any additions for this, please feel free to email us and we'll include those in the SailPro-X. Above that is Naughty Trade, which is our partner for buying, selling yachting equipment. Above that is the history, and here is our race history. So when you open up this, you'll see you've got all of your races stored within your device. So I can open up these races and I can see where they are. Okay, most of these are tests. So there we go there. So you can see that overlaid on the map. It'll tell you the race length, it'll tell you the max speed, your average speed. You can also add notes here. All right, and save those. And then if you want to, you can delete the race, or you can also share that to anything, email, social media, what have you. All right, so that's the race history feature. I'll just go back. Obviously, we've got linked to our help file where you can get onto our help portal. We've got an international flags database here, so you can quickly select that, open that up, and then you've got all your alphabetical flags and numerical flags here for quick reference. Okay, a very new feature to SailPro is what we call Boat Hub, and this feature is we are really going to focus on this in the future. The idea of Boat Hub is a place for you to be able to store information about your boat, your crew, any maintenance tasks, and so on. So once you've gone to Boat Hub, you'll need to create an account. But if you've already got one, you simply click log in, and I'll just log in here. Okay, so now we've logged in. We just go back into that menu, go back to Boat Hub, and then you'll notice here's my boats. Okay, so you can add a boat quite simply by clicking the add boat function, and then all of your boat details you can list here. I'll just cancel that for a second, and I'll go back into the one that I've already created. And so you can see here, here's all the boat details: the boat name, the length, the type of hull it is, the manufacturer, the hull material. You can select from classes here, You can upload photos, you can upload boat documents, your engine details, if your boat's got an engine, any engine documentation, the fuel capacity, all that type of typical information that you would want to store about your boat, your insurance details, and then here you can add things such as inventory items. So if you want to save, all of your inventory and keep that in one location, you can do that. You can put attachments in those. You've got a trip log here. So if I'm going to do a trip, I can fill the trip log out here and store that information. Select the journey type, and save all that information into the one location. I won't go through everything of this in detail. Feel free to use it, and then and you'll get the idea of it. You can also add crew here to your list. So here's one of my crew here. Here's their name, birthday. You can attach an image. You can also, if you're using this on one device and then you want to open up on another device, you can do that. So the idea is that if you're going to yacht races or you're traveling around and you need access to your crew information or you need your insurance certificate, it's all basically here at your hand. Another nifty feature is the maintenance list. So here you can add maintenance tasks. So if you come in from a race and something happened and you want to remember so that you go and actually make that repair, you can update that here. All right, so that's Boat Hub. It's quite detailed in what it does. Right now, it's only available on the Android or Apple device itself, but we're about to release a web version of this. So you'll be able to also access this from a normal web browser. All right, and then last but not least is your sailor profile. So here's your profile of you as a sailor. All of this information is saved here and stored securely in the cloud for you to reference at a later point. All right, so with that, that's basically all of the functionality that exists within SailPro today. We really encourage you to download and use it. If you have any suggestions whatsoever, you have any issues, any modifications that you'd like to see in the app, or any features that you think might be helpful, please feel free to reach us at our support email address, which is simply support@sailpro.app. So with that, I'll leave that there. Happy sailing, and yeah, thank you for watching.